Hi guys, today I want to make my version of a green curry paste. So just to be clear, this isn't a full recipe for like green curry chicken or anything, it's just for the paste. The recipe requires some time, a lot of ingredients, and some effort, so I just wanted to break the actual paste into a separate video. You can shortcut this and you can buy pre-made green curry paste, but I don't think it's as good, and I don't know, I think it's really cool to make it from scratch. Also, just another note, this recipe is my version, so it's like not 100% authentic, but the good news is that this is a vegan recipe, whereas the traditional one uses shrimp paste. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is to gather all the ingredients, and there's a bunch of them. Some of them are specialty ingredients that you can pick up in the Asian market. Others are hard to find, so it's just, if you can't find everything, some ingredients are crucial and some are not. So I'll try to say during the video which ingredients are actually required and which ones are kind of just optional. So the first thing you want to do is gather your spices. Here I use 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds and 1 tablespoon of black pepper. We need to break up 1 head of garlic, and we need basically from 6 to 8 cloves of garlic. Don't bother peeling them for right now. We're gonna roast them with the skins on later. Continuing with gathering everything up, we have our cilantro roots. So I have here some culantro, but regular cilantro works just fine. This recipe is really perfect for if you have any cilantro or basil left over, you can use a recipe like this to gather up everything. So we just want to give our herbs a rinse, and for the cilantro, we just want the roots. So chop off the very bottoms where the roots actually connect, and just cut the stems up until the leaves. The leaves we can use for another recipe, so just put this somewhere else for right now. Next, we have a non-traditional ingredient, but I happen to have it, and I love putting it in the recipe, so that's Thai basil. Using this will give you a really green color in your curry, so you'll get this really bright green, almost purpley green curry color, which is really nice. So to use this, we're just going to chop off the bottoms. So the next ingredient we have is lemongrass. We need 1 or 2 stalks, and essentially we only need the bottom half. The top is just a little bit too tough, so you cut the tip off the bottom, and then basically you cut it in half. After that, we have galangal, which is a root spice. It's kind of similar to ginger. It's often compared to ginger, but actually has a quite different flavor to me. It has more of like a bright mustard flavor. If you can't find galangal, you can use ginger, or you can just omit it entirely. Continuing, after the galangal, we need to add some Kaffir lime leaves. So fresh is better if you can find it, but I only have the dried ones, so we just need like a handful of them in here. This just adds some extra lime flavor. If you can't find them and you can't add them, this is not a big deal. And then lastly, we have the Thai green chili. For mine, I'm adding 10, and that'll make it kind of moderately spicy. If you want it to be more spicy, you can add more peppers, and if you want less, then obviously add less. The last thing we need to do is add shallots. So I have 4 here. So now that we have all of our ingredients together, we can actually start making the paste. So the first thing we need to do is toast the spices. This will make the spices less bitter and easier to pound in the mortar. Start by placing a pan on medium heat and let it get warm before you put anything in. Once you can feel that it's warm, we can add the spices along with the garlic cloves that we had from earlier. We let them sit for about 3 seconds and then give them a shake, and we want to keep doing that for about a minute. You should start to hear the spices crackle, and like you'll just hear crackling. The coriander should start to turn a little brown, and it should really start to smell really fragrant. It kind of smells like Fruit Loop cereal if you've ever had that. So once we're done toasting our spices, we can begin with the fun part. The main tool for this is the mortar and pestle. So I have a heavy one here, but I got it for pretty cheap at my local Asian market. This thing is great. So the first thing we're going to do is start pounding our spices. So we can pour the toasted coriander seeds and pepper, making sure to hold back the garlic cloves. So we just want to start pounding them until we get a nice fine powder. This shouldn't take very long, maybe about a minute or 2. Once we have the spices pounded, we can add the garlic. But first, before we do that, we need to get the skins off. Sometimes you can do it with your hands and it's pretty easy. After roasting, they just peel off. But other times it doesn't, so in this case it didn't, so you can just give them a good whack with the pestle. We can just kind of smash them a little bit. We don't need to get them into a fine paste just yet. The next thing we want to add are the frozen ingredients. A quick note really quickly, so for the galangal, the Thai peppers, and the lemongrass, I use frozen ingredients just because I tend to use them a lot, but actually having them frozen is a lot better for the pounding. You can smash them a lot easier and they break up a lot better. I just keep them in the freezer, then I have them for whenever I need to. So you don't have to worry about defrosting them, you can just throw them directly into the mortar and pestle. So we can slowly add the frozen ingredients and really looking to see that these fibers get broken up between the galangal and the lemongrass. we can slowly begin to add other ingredients as well. So add a handful in and start pounding. This is going to take a while. So it can take up to 20 minutes, but it's really crucial to break all of the fibrous ingredients up. It's just a matter of patience and pounding, but it's really worth it in the end. You can use a food processor, but I find that it's rather fun and it's kind of therapeutic in some ways to just relax and turn these ingredients into paste. So we'll continue breaking it up further and further until it reaches about this stage. So once you've reached this stage, we're done. And after all of that hard work, it's still just an ingredient in a meal. But taking time to do this by hand will make you feel so much better about the end result for your green curry. Also, you have complete control over the flavors. So the taste, the spiciness level of your end product, it may seem like a lot of work, but it's totally worth it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. Or subscribing, that would be really awesome as well. So thank you for watching, and bye.